Hello and welcome to CR Wrestling Commentary, Ring of Honor Pure Tournament. We're going to do week 4, but before we get to that, we're going to do week 3 comments. And we are we're behind even on this, just by a few days, but we are grossly behind on the G1.
Yeah.
Oh man, I really thought we could manage all the crap that was happening, but it seems like we can't. So we're doing this sort of on the spur of the moment, actually the freest moment we could get. So, good grief. We got a lot to go over, a lot to do, because we got so much catching up to do, and I'm sick of being behind.
We should probably having our reviews be a little speedy for this.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and look. I'm not going to be speedy when it comes to comments, especially by Zimmo. Zimmo times 2. I'm not gonna be speedy with him because he be doing it. So he says, I finally watched week 1 and 2. And see, here's the thing. Yeah, this is a week old, but I'm not gonna go over this until we do the next week, so it takes too long for me. So he says, I finally watched week 1 and 2, and all 4 matches were good. Excellent technical wrestling and solid pre-match promos. Favorite match was Rocky versus David Finlay and Gresham versus Yuta. And yeah, those were some
great matches.
Yes. I mean, there's not a bad match up here. That's the beauty of this.
Even with Kenny King wrestled, which was surprising.
Yep. And we're going to get to that. Let's see. He says, Fred and Silas. See, Bug want to fly in my face when I'm doing. Okay. Fred and Silas was very good. Very competitive. And I love the different pins they both used on each other. Yes. Complicated, unique, different pins, showing that there are various ways to capture someone. My suggestion would be don't waste them. It's good to show, but you need to get the win at points with them. I would have rather seen one of those complicated pins get the win instead of the small package.
But his small package
it was so tight. Yes.
You could see him cinch it in too. It's like, this is for real. This dude is trying to win.
And that's the beauty of that. Instead of a loose small package like, yeah, I'm supposed to win at this moment because that's how it's planned out. I hate seeing that. I hate seeing it. Fred cinched that thing in. In Fire Pro, that would have been a critical. Let's see. Silas is very underrated and does not get enough credit. In my opinion, he should have been Ring of Honor champion a long time ago. I agree. I thought he was going to be there, but hey, check this out, Zimmo. He was on his way to climb those ranks. He was looking good. The people was hating him. He was a rising heel. Any legit promotion would have pushed him to be champion. But then it got gimmicky, and they went with the gimmicks instead of the wrestlers. And that's what happened. He got derailed because they started trying to compete with, WWE. And everyone competes with the Attitude Era, not the current incarnation of WWE. And I haven't seen Raw or SmackDown in ages. I just hear it by listening to Jim Cornette. I see it on the comments on Twitter and whatnot. So I don't even want to waste my time watching them. All right. I don't. So this. But you're right. He should have been champion ages ago. I have seen Fred in action, and he's a great technical wrestler. I highly recommend his matches against Walter and Kyle O'Reilly from Evolve. I hope Fred signs with Ring of Honor after the tournament because he would make a great addition to the roster. Walter, if it's that big dude that was in
he was in
Revolution,
and he was in NXT. We saw him both places. Yeah,
I haven't seen him in NXT. I can't remember if
you have. He's a part of this group. I can't think of what they're called, but they had a phenomenal match.
Okay. Kyle O'Reilly can do no wrong. All right. That the man is awesome, and we love watching him in Ring of Honor. Miss him. But, people move on for more money, and they don't want to be mistreated. And then they go to WWE and be like, oh, crap. I got a lot more money, but I am abused. Fred does. I hope he does sign. I hope they do keep him. And I hope they keep the spirit of the Pure Tournament alive with subsequent wrestling events. I really do. It says Kenny versus Josh. Good. I know you do not like Kenny, but I always thought he was decent in the ring and he looked good in the match. Josh was the better wrestler, and to me, he feels like one of the favorites to win the tournament. King lost because he hit Josh with the closed fist. The judges noticed the punch, and that influenced their decision.
Which is great.
And here's the thing. Okay, street epistemology in me says, well, how do you know that's what it was?
That's what they said.
You know,
that's all we got.
Yeah. But it could have been the fact that Kenny King is just a dick.
I hope that wouldn't influence the judges. That'd be messed up.
It should, because he's a dick. I don't like him.
If he could perform this well, and when there's an audience, he'll be tolerable. But experience shows that he's so much of a showboat and feels himself so much, whether he is being a heel or not, that he cannot wrestle without the excessive showboating.
Kenny King extremely impressed me in this match. If I honestly had never seen this man before, and I saw this match, and I heard Jim Cornette say what he said, I'd be like, really? Wow, this guy, why would this guy do all of that stuff? That makes no sense. But when Cornette said what he said, I had already disliked Kenny King because I didn't like what I saw in the ring. And I was like, well, that's why he doesn't put any effort into anything he does, because he don't give a shit. I hate when people don't give a shit. I can't stand it. Because when they wrestle, it's like, I'm going through the motions. I don't care. You know,
they're sloppy and it's lackluster. And
Okada and Yujiro and others go through the motions, but it doesn't look like they don't care either. They're way above Kenny King. But if Kenny King can perform like this, I'm just saying I will look at the wrestler and not the guy.
That's fair.
That's what I'm saying. All right.
It's hard when you've built up so much disdain for someone.
Yeah,
but that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. Because if I went by the guy or the girl, I would maybe two wrestlers out of all of these people. Okay. But yeah, the closed fist, yeah, that did influence not only just the closed fist, but probably complaining when he got out the ring and thought that, well, I didn't touch the rope, so it doesn't even matter. Maybe that influenced a little bit as well. Maybe. And I think during the match, Kenny did throw an open wrestling punch, I think. But it's like, it was open-handed, and maybe that also swayed the judges some. Maybe. He says, I have been enjoying the Pure Tournament so far, and I cannot wait to watch the matches round 2. Yep. And I think that'll be this week of week 4.
I think so.
So, thank you, Zemo. ×2 or X2. I like ×2 better.
It could be 12.
No, Kaioken.
Okay.
It must be.
Okay.
So, all right. We've done that. Thank you, Zemo. Been 8 minutes so far. So, we're going to get to these matches. We're about to watch these matches. All right, let's roll. All right, so the next match, first match, is Russ Taylor versus Tracy Williams.
So good.
We've seen Russ Taylor on New Japan Strong, but in those multi-tag matches
that they do,
I mean, you couldn't see him shine. Mm-hmm. Everyone, all the flippy floppies got their stuff in, and he pretty much just kind of did some tumbling and then thrown out the ring.
Yeah.
You barely got a chance to really see anything he could do. Tracy Williams, we know him, but both of these guys, from what we've seen, what little of one and most of the other, we just know them for tag team wrestling. And we get to see singles action here. And while we like Tracy Williams, Russ Taylor, really amazing.
Yeah.
Listen, let me tell y'all why this Pure Tournament is so far in every single wrestling company that is doing anything is the best, because they are using professional wrestling. They are using grappling, and then using grappling, professional wrestling, striking, and things like that. No closed fist. You get to see different elements. For example, you got to see Russ Taylor throw an overhead elbow to a grounded arm.
Yes.
you don't see that often. There's always an elbow drop, a stomp, a knee drop, or a kick to the arm. No, he used an overhead elbow strike,
to the bicep.
Almost a wing attack, like crane style, to the arm. That's amazing.
That's stuff that I've been wanting to see. I always say shit like that. Just grab a part and just hit it.
Yes.
Just hit it. He ain't got to be pretty.
He utilized kicks to the arm, while Tracy was getting up. Russ Taylor, honestly, that man can wrestle.
He can. For the first 5 minutes, it was basically a stalemate. They lock up and go hold for hold, and they have to back up and do it again. It was awesome.
Back and forth, catch as catch can. It's a term we got, is Zack Sabering somebody.
Yeah.
Because that's what Tracy Williams did. Mm-hmm. He was all over them, just changing up submission hold, because once it sets in, then they can escape. But if they don't get a chance to settle, it's always going to change every 5 or so seconds.
And that pain is setting in. You have to reset.
Yes. Oh, my leg, my knee. This is killing me. But then you start to get adjusted to it. And that's real. That's real. You start to get adjusted to it when it's been too long.
And then you can function with that pain. But if the pain is always changing up, you can't adjust, and it makes it hard to function or plan an escape.
So that made what Tracy Williams was doing just perfectly strategic. However, Tracy was forced to use all rope breaks. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, he's going to use the rope. It's a different element. They're going to show you a different element of the tournament every single match. The consequences and how to fight out of it. That's kind of the goal of it. That's how you advertise the tournament. So he does use the ropes. He does break the hold. Time is starting to run out. And then once they get settled again, Tracy, as he said in his opening promo, the hot sauce come out.
He turned it on.
I'm not exactly a fan of that. It sounds weak. It does, but I understand the premise of it. So yeah, he gets fired up, and he went in. More forearm shivers, elbow strikes, no punches. They kicked each other. They had nice kick exchanges throughout this whole match. They had great back and forths. The 1s and 2s, but they didn't do it as you would traditionally see. They would hold in each other's foot, countering and stuff like that. But Tracy ultimately pile driver, and then goes right into the submission hold, and Russ taps out.
Yep.
So Tracy Williams wins. He goes over. It's all good.
Russ Taylor lost, and he lost extremely well.
Yep. Code of honor adhered to. And it was just a great match. I enjoyed this. This match is worth watching maybe 4 or 5 more times.
Yeah.
This was a really good one. And it's not better than the others. It's just the different match elements.
Yeah.
Techniques and things like that. The counters, the pity strikes, I guess, that really add up to a lot.
They're all technical wrestlers, but they're going into the matches differently.
Yes.
So you're seeing different elements with different men in different matches.
Yes. And, it was really, speaking of Tracy Williams' arm, if it would hold up to the damage and whatnot, and Russ was trying to whittle it down. Mm-hmm. And I think there's some, the way he was kind of carrying it, like, yeah, it's never going to fully heal. But at the same time, it's not going to be so damaged that it has to be wrapped all up, hopefully. So, hopefully he'll have, healthier days and whatnot, and hopefully that arm will hold up and not hinder him like it has in the past. So, hey, good job to both. My hat's off to this whole tournament right now. So with that said, let's roll. Okay, all right. Final match of this show, Tony Deppen versus PJ Black. And the answer is yes. Okay, let's just do this, all right?
Okay.
Let's just do this. Tony Deppen, he's all right.
Yeah.
I know he's good.
A lot of it wasn't revealed in this match.
But he all right. He all right.
He
alright.
He could be a good heel. He's got a heel face.
He's got that punchable face. He's got that dumbass haircut.
Yeah.
It don't suit his head.
It doesn't.
Some people, that hairstyle can suit their head. It doesn't suit his head.
And the people whose head it doesn't suit all got the memo and they all got it done.
Yes. And in any case, basic, good-looking ring attire though. He looks like a professional. His opening promo, I was just like, you prove that you're not smart. That's all it told me. Skateboarders, we just do dumb shit to each other because, dumb shit. We don't know why you do it. We just do it. Just punch each other in the face.
Yeah, it wasn't the best opening.
Just for some odd reason.
Opening talk.
I'm like, you were doing it and you don't know why. How do you function? I get it. Some things you just don't. But if you do it constantly and not one part of you is like, wait a minute.
This is dumb.
This hurts.
Why? Yes.
Getting punched in the face is not exactly a fun thing unless it's something you actually enjoy. He's like, well, I don't even know why we do it. We just do it. You're a dangerous person. Stay away from me. He had heat for me going into the match. Just for that dumb shit. Not his past. Just, you're a grown-ass man. You don't know why you doing what you do. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You flounder, you flub, some mess happens. And you're like, I don't know why I did that. Okay. Don't do it again. Figure it out. But in any case, I figured he got in Ring of Honor. He's obviously known how to wrestle.
Yeah.
Okay. PJ Black, he goes over his thing, and honestly, I would give him the title of Mr. Illustrious.
Yeah.
I think PJ Black, look, I could sing the praises of PJ Black all year. He looks cool. First thing, he looks cool as fuck. All right. My mom made me a so anti-green person, but man, he wears it well.
He does. He wears it very well.
Now
he coordinates.
I'm gonna have to say this though. He got to tighten up his edges. It's coming undone. It's growing out.
Yeah,
he got that new grow, and we ain't talking about a music group.
No,
all right.
You got to get it done. He got to get
that done. Get some plastic on it. If y'all don't know what putting plastic down is, y'all watch next Friday. All right. No, Friday after next, won't it? Which one was it?
Next Friday, put some paper down.
Okay, yeah, put some paper down. All right. Also, old comedians, I just had that done. They got some plastic on it, Got that from the furniture factory, So, PJ Black, yeah, he's known for his high flying. I'm not a fan of PJ Black's, at least 20% of his high flying game because it gets to the point where it doesn't make sense. So he says, look, I'm a better, ground, grappler than I am a high flyer. I want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
And for the most part, yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is.
But here's the thing. This is what I would ask of PJ Black. Combine them. Now, you do see it when he do wrestle singles.
Yeah.
You will see that combination. But I want it to be the mainstream of PJ Black. I don't want to see everything of PJ Black. I want to see just enough every match. Show that, because that ground game, that grappling, let me tell y'all something y'all might not be thinking about. This pure tournament, how this is all constructed, it's right in your face, everyone. This is how you carry a match.
Uh-huh.
This is the ground-based tradition that helps you have an easy 5-star match. If you have no build-up, no nothing, and it's just match quality only, this is how you do it.
And he was doing that nasty shit too. He put him in the abdominal stretch
and then
he drove his elbow into his rib first. Then he took his hand and just gripped the ribs. You could see his hand digging into his side.
It was so mean.
Yeah.
It was so mean. But Tony Deppen clearly I love how he goes into the step over toe hold and face lock. Or toe fold and face lock, whichever one you hold or fold. It's usually, the STF, the F is actually fold, really, initially. Thank you, Luthez. But this right here, it showed that he had a wicked one.
Uh-huh.
And PJ was like, I mean, literally the guy, and I don't like that it happened this way, but it helped build for later. So see, they know what they're doing in the ring. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He got that single leg hook and float over. Deppen did, and then right when he leaned over, PJ Black was like,
And he got that rope.
Yep.
Both
I was
hands.
like, why would he use the rope break? Why didn't he try to fight out of it?
Nah.
And then later he gets it, and I had my issues with it. This is when Ring of Honor needs to really take a step back and look at their rules and look at how moves are applied. It's not just having an STF on. No, Tony Deppen had a stranglehold. It was an illegal choke. It was not under the chin. It was around the throat. That was illegal. And at points you could hear, even though, okay, look, yeah, it's a work. We get that. It's a work. But there were small slips, and you could hear PJ Black gasp for air. And it wasn't that BS gas that they kind of trained to do. You know, that struggle of, no, you could actually hear you could hear it. That was the Adam's apple, and he had it just a couple of times. And so, yeah, I'm just saying the move should have been broken because it was illegal. It should have cost him a point or something, you know, but either case, PJ Black, he started fighting back. I mean, pretty much he had the whole match. And then when they went to their break, which we don't get a chance to see, which is good, come back, Tony Deppen made his comeback, and now we're seeing Tony Deppen on his comeback. That's how if you're going to do TV, that's great. Because you come back, why is this dude in control? Oh, this is how it happened. Hey, now we got an explanation.
Exactly.
And Deppen looked good with a few moves, knee strikes in the corner, chops, a feint, all that. He was doing all that good stuff, and it looked good. But he'll make a much better heel, though. And then PJ Black ultimately, hey, look, we got to close this out. Mm-hmm. And he went to a slurry of finishing moves and stuff. And I had to point out where Will Ospreay got the Stormbreaker from, because I'm not sure if Will Ospreay innovated that move or not. I am not sure. It's very damn possible, So PJ Black, he used it, basically just Canadian backbreaker rolled into a DDT, where Will Ospreay not only rolls it, but then he over rotates himself into a cutter. So, great looking move. Great name for the move, just Will Ospreay. God damn it, that's pretty much it. PJ Black goes on to win. He had a nice crucifix driver. Liked it. It was not high angled. It was medium, very safe. Kept his arms good so that he didn't break the dude's shoulders, which is a great thing to do. But some wrestlers just throw caution to the wind and say, "Well, damn your shoulders and damn your back and your neck."
Damn, all you need to be stable.
Yep, PJ Black took care of him. Even though I wouldn't after that choking. That's one reason why I probably couldn't be a wrestler, because I'd be like, nah, bruh, you ain't gonna sit there and strangle me. You're gonna get cute in this ring. I'm about to show you something. But that's just me. This event, just like all the others, has been amazing. It's been great. All these matches are a must see. This match here, I can't highly recommend it.
I wouldn't either.
But I would say watch it maybe one more time.
I guess. It was just, for the most part, it was like 90-10. It was very one-sided in PJ Black's favor.
Yeah, and it really should have been. I still think it was a good match. It wasn't nearly as good as the first one.
No.
And I would honestly say, and it's not PJ Black, because PJ Black did what he's supposed to do, especially when he's like, oh, I see that you're about to do a plancha. He didn't wait and then catch him like a dumbass. He jumped out the way and got a good kick when dude turned around. He did that perfectly. That's how that should be every time. I would honestly say this is one of the weakest matches.
Yeah.
Even though it's good, I would easily give it 3 stars. Easy. Still the weakest. And that's not saying it's a bad match. Just comparing to all the others that's happened, it's the weakest of them all. And it's still worth one more watch. I wouldn't, but it ain't something to take home, but it's all right. You know, honestly, mainly PJ Black. You know, his gear is cool as fuck, so you can watch the match for his gear.
Deppen had a great STF, obviously, but other than that, he didn't show me anything.
He didn't throw out much grappling or anything like that. Mm-hmm. You know, he's got like a strict pro wrestling style, not grappling. But that don't mean he's not worthwhile. You just gotta shine in a different way.
I think to me he
What?
He's got more learning to do. That's all. Not that he wasn't polishing the ring, but you can tell that he's young, so he would benefit. You know, from the other wrestlers in this pure tournament have talked about how they've had different trainers and different schools and honed their craft, and I think that
you can see it in the ring. You can
see it in the ring, and he didn't seem experienced. And he didn't mention how long he'd been wrestling. I'm sure they showed it, but I missed it.
He looked like he's just like one of them punk kids that want to look all wild and crazy in the camera and not really hone his craft. Because that's mainly his posing and stuff, just some wild, crazy, dumbass kid. And that's not gonna sit well with me because I'm like, anyone can look at the camera and all that crap. Mm-hmm. That's just dumb. You know, that's attitude era. That's what that is. That's not wrestling. You know, so I was just hoping that he was going to show me something.
It wasn't.
I wasn't impressed
competitive.
By him.
It wasn't. So that's the word. All the other matches have been very competitive, whether you know who the wrestlers are or not. And to me, he wasn't competitive. Now I don't know if it was an off day or that's just the way it was meant to go. I don't know.
It's hard to say. But either case, you know, it is what it is. So. And I mean, ain't nothing that can be done, you know. Yeah. I don't think Ring of Honor would sign him, and if they did, he would definitely be a heel, and he would be in opening matches until he can get his shit right. That's really how I see it. You know, I ain't saying he's dead in the water. It's just I wasn't impressed. So I hope that everyone, you know, listen to this, enjoy what we had to say. And if you disagree or you agree, let us know in the comment section. It's all good because we're going to read the comments and all that. You know, that's how we chill. That's how we get down. I'm curious to know how Zemo ×2 is on this. You know, what he thought about the matches, you know. I'm always looking for his comments and stuff. And he got his picture up. Something tells me, because that picture, I've seen it before. And if it's still you from way in the past, because I didn't recognize and know stuff, hey, I'm glad you're still here, you know, because Zero ×2 kind of got me like, huh, is that what? But either case, comments are comments, and whomever leave them, I'm appreciative. All right, so we're gonna get up out of here. You got New Japan loaded or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna try to watch that, and hopefully this won't take 5 hours to render like the last one. In any case, this has been CR Wrestling Commentary for Ring of Honor Pure Tournament. Cedric and Cedro hosting. Thank you for listening, and good night, everyone.